sets my family up, and that my family's legacy. My kids are my legacy. You know, when they don't want to cover my dad's business class flights over, or, you know, you're reminded that you have a time span, you have a...
Welcome back to the channel. Please make sure you like, share, comment and subscribe. As you can see, we're discussing Conor Benn again. This is an interview that he's done on Talk Sport, and something that just kind of jumped to my attention. A lot of people have been searching for reasons why he probably hasn't... Oh, gosh. Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, a lot of people have been searching for reasons as to why... I couldn't see my microphone signal, so we have to make sure you see the microphone signal. Yeah, a lot of people have been searching for reasons as to why Conor Benn left Matchroom, okay? And something just kind of jumped to my attention. I was listening to this interview today, and people thinking, you know, Eddie Hearn's treated Conor Benn really well. Matchroom's treated Conor Benn really well. And just to say, and to be absolutely clear, I'm not saying that he's saying that Matchroom never covered his flights, because he didn't say he didn't say a name in relation to covering his dad's business flights. I mean, he could, for example, just be making a sort of general point, maybe like an example, and not really necessarily specifying that it's Matchroom or Eddie Hearn who didn't cover his dad's flights. But maybe, as an example, he's thinking, well, maybe sometimes in business, obviously, they're going to cover the boxers' flights as part of the budget, but they might not cover the family members' flights, and that's probably why he's used it as an example. On the other side, he might actually be saying this was one of the situations that he went through, and it just kind of made him think, hold on a second. And I don't know, he could be talking about anybody. He's not necessarily talking about Matchroom. He didn't say Matchroom didn't cover my dad Nigel Benn's fights. He didn't say that, so we can't say that. But I think, as an example, he's just thinking, at the end of the day, when it comes on to boxing generally, it's business, really. And because it's business, then I have to look out for me. And he's kind of saying, this £50 million, and he's confirmed, he's saying it in the interview himself, he's saying that it's a one fight deal. So he's looking at it like, well, hold on a second, I could be doing a number of fights for whatever he's earning, or I could do one fight, earn $50 million or £50 million, whatever it is, and I'm going to set my family up for life. And obviously he's adding that £15 million pounds or dollars to whatever he's earned from the fights over the last, 10 years or whatever, 5-10 years or whatever it is, particularly with the 2 fights with Chris Eubank. He certainly earned some millions from them. And I think, as a father, as a family man, you probably kind of understand where he's coming from. Obviously, about 2-3 weeks ago, a lot of people were pushing the loyalty point. How comes he never showed loyalty, or he's not shown loyalty to Eddie Hearn after Eddie Hearn stuck with him through the drugs controversy and all that type of thing? But it's business at the end of the day, and he's saying he might be in a situation at some point, or in the past he's been in a situation, and I'm not saying it's Matchroom, I'm not saying it's Zuff, I'm not saying it's anybody, but he's saying there could be an example where your promoter might not cover your dad's boxing flights, sorry, your dad's business class flights. Now people might look at it and say, well, why shouldn't Nigel Benn, as an example, I'm not saying this has happened, I think it's an example, why wouldn't he cover his own? Well, it's clear that Nigel Benn's a very important part of Conor Benn's boxing team. So he's thinking, well, that's my dad, he's part of my boxing team, those types of things should be covered. And I can't expect this. He's kind of saying, I can't expect this, or I can't look out for this from promoters generally. That's what I'm really hearing him saying on this. So that's where we are, really. It's talking about Conor Benn. As I say, he's got this fight coming up with Regis Prograis, and I think he's in training. Another thing that he said in the interview today was that he's not really... He's come off social media, and good on him, really, because if you think about it, social media at the moment has a lot, and you can see him there with his dad, Nigel Benn. social media's had a lot to say about Conor Benn over the past, particularly 3 weeks or so, if not foreseeable. And he's saying that he's kind of locking in. My words, he's reading his Bible, and he's just family, gym, Bible, and that's what he's locking into. And he's kind of really focusing in. He's saying, I think, if I recall some of the things that you're saying, he said that he kind of learned from the past a lot of things and mistakes that he might have made when he was younger. He's kind of moving on as a grown man. He's moving on from that sort of thing. So that's what he was kind of discussing in this interview with Talk Sport. Some people are criticising, and even some self-criticism from the interviewer themselves. Is it Adam Catterall? I don't know. I can't remember what his name is. That maybe Conor Benn could have been probed more in this interview, but it is what it is at the end of the day. That's how the interview went. Do go and check it out. Obviously, credit for that interview at the beginning to Talk Sport, and we're just gonna have to see how it goes. I mean, you can see him there. He's still keeping the pictures of Eddie Hearn himself and his dad on his social media profile. So we're just gonna have to see how it goes. One thing that he did say in the interview, because this is one of the things that I was kind of thinking about as well. He is looking for a WC fight. He does want to get the WBC championship belt. He's also said that he's kind of gave the inference that this fight with Regis Prograis is a warm-up. He said that he does rate Regis as a former world champion, and he's looking to move up the ranks this year, he said, as a world champion himself. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how this fight goes. There's no belts on the line or anything. It's just kind of probably like a warm-up fight. And we'll just see if he does actually get that chance to go for the WBC belt. So he mentioned Ryan Garcia. And as I said, I thought that his next fight, his next £15 million fight, his £50 million fight rather, would be with Ryan Garcia. And he mentioned Ryan Garcia in the interview today. So maybe that, he's putting the feelers out there, and we'll see. We may well see that fight later on this year. So yeah, watch this space, and as I say, I phrased it. Conor Benn, why he left Matchroom, dad business, flight play. I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying that's what he said happened with Matchroom in particular, but he's making a general point that when it comes to business, the loyalty is with the money, the loyalty is with the business. He'll be an afterthought in years to come, and he's looking out for his family. Please give me your comments. Please do hype this video. Please let me know what you think. Do you think that he made the right decision to accept that 50 million? Do you think that the interview could have been a bit more in depth on TalkSport in relation to this today? And any other thoughts you have in this matter? And what do you think about his chances Ryan Garcia? I mean, Ryan Garcia is devastatingly fast. Conor is quite an aggressive boxer. He's not proven himself, as I say, I'll repeat it again, in my opinion, he's not yet proven himself to be world class. And even I would probably be saying the same thing after his fight with Ryan Prograis, because again, Ryan Prograis is 36, 37. He's not at the peak of his abilities either. But if he does fight someone like Ryan Garcia and defeats someone like Ryan Garcia, then I would agree in those circumstances Conor Benn would be a world-class boxer. But we'll see. Please make sure you like, share, comment and subscribe. And for now, I'm done talking.